What up, blessed team? How y'all doing today? I hope all is well, but most importantly, you are having a very productive day. By the way, I've recorded this whole entire podcast and I came to find out that there was something wrong with my adapter. So I had to start over, but I'm doing this for you guys. And since I love you so much, I want to say, I hope you are having a very productive day and I hope you're making the day count. There's someone in the grave right now that will sacrifice anything to be in your position. That way they can work towards their dreams and aspirations. So maximize it, all right? Now, don't forget to check in with your loved ones, your mom, dad, uncles, friends, people that ultimately value you, the ones that will be at your funeral. In most cases, that will not be me or your favorite content creator. So maximize it and find a way to spend the quality time you need with these people, right? I'm pretty sure they're going to appreciate it. Reach out, say hello. They'll say thank you. Now, if this is your first time coming across my podcast, my goal, my mission with this podcast is to inspire 1 billion people. Yes, you heard it. It's a B, not an M. Billion people to become a better version of themselves through insightful conversations about fitness, nutrition, as well as personal growth advice, right? Now, when it comes to the fitness stuff, we like to focus more on teaching you about how to lose weight, how to build muscle, but most importantly, how to establish the quality disciplines that will help you maintain the benefits you get as a result of all the training and taking care of your health, all right? Now, when it comes to personal growth, we like to also keep that very practical. And so what I like to do is that talk about things that you can implement right away that will help you to go achieve your big goals, your dreams and aspirations. Something very practical, habits, disciplines. So if you're out there and want to lose weight, you want to build muscle, you want to gain a little bit of confidence, you want to be able to find strategic plans that you can implement to go help you achieve your big goals and aspirations, then this is the right podcast for you, right? So thank you so much for chiming in. I really do appreciate it. And welcome to the Sam Arkoh Pod. We got a great topic today. We're talking about how to enhance your life through books and improve your overall communication. This is something that I couldn't wait to talk about because books have changed my life. Most people have a misconception of books. They think all books are the same. It's just a waste of time. But I truly believe books are resources, right? Whatever you can learn from a book can be applicable in the real world. You can extract the wisdom. You can gain some lessons from books. It opens your mind to somebody's perspective that you probably would have never known. Most of you, if you don't read certain books, you will never get exposed to certain types of people. And therefore, I strongly suggest you find a way to read first and foremost. I'm going to tell you like this. You do not need to read 100 pages a day. You do not need to read one book a day. As a beginner, if you want to become an avid reader where you get a chance to read every day, this is what I'm going to tell you. 2 to 5 pages a day. Everyone can find 2 to 5 minutes in a day to read 3 to 5 pages. That's possible. Now, if you're telling me you can't do it, that's okay. But you absolutely could do 1 page a day. If you have the audacity to tell me you don't have time to read 1 page a day, we have a bigger problem than just reading a book, right? But all jokes aside, find a way to read. It's going to help you. I can attribute a lot of my success with podcasts, video content, and pretty much my personal growth for the last 5 years to books. I exposed myself to different way of thinking because the people that I was around, not that they're bad people, it's just they're not going the direction I'm going. And as a result of being exposed to certain type of books, my overall communication got better. My overall learning skills got better. I even got exposed to certain types of people as a result of reading certain books. So please, read a book. It's not going to hurt. But most importantly, read a book that's meaningful to you. Don't go read no romantic books. And there's nothing wrong with romantic books, but I'm pretty sure most of you do not need it. Read books that's resourceful, that's going to help you move forward towards your goals, your aspirations, your objectives, and the things that ultimately means a lot to you. I'm not going to waste too much of your time, so let's dive into the main points for today. The first point that I put down that I believe will help enhance your life through books and improve your overall communication is to read with an intention of understanding. You have to read with an intention of understanding. Most of us, right? When we have a to-do list, we write a few things on our to-do list. One of them says, I'm going to read a book. So we are excited to read the book, not to really learn and extract or understand what's going on. We just want to make sure we can go into the book. Oh, I just read a book. That's not helpful. If I'm actually going to spend 10 days, if I'm going to spend 2 hours, if I'm going to spend 1 hour reading a book, I want to understand what I'm reading. I want to be able to picture and have the imagery of exactly what the author is talking about. If I cannot extract the lessons from the book and I'm reading for the sake of reading, to me, that's a complete waste of time. If you want to enhance your life through books, then I recommend when you read with an intention to understand what you're reading. How do you do that? You do that with focus. You do that by putting your phone away. When you are completing a particular task, this is something I've talked about before. One of the ways to really get the most and become effective and efficient with every activity that you are working on is to just focus. Put your phone away. You can go without your phone for 5 minutes to read 3 pages or 5 pages. It's not going to hurt. But if you can find a way to read with intention, it is going to go a long way. I'm going to tell you some of the things you gain as a result of reading with intention. You are going to be able to extract the important lessons versus just reading. And in some cases, if you really pay attention and read to understand, you can extract the lessons early on in the book to the point where you might not even need to read the whole book because you get the big picture of what the author was trying to talk about. The number 2 thing that will help you enhance your life and improve your overall communication is to make sure you write a report when you read. I'm going to tell you right now, this is something I do every single day. I just did this today. And the book that I'm reading right now, it's by Patrick King. It's called The Scientific Way of Overcoming Procrastination. And every time I get a chance to write a report on this book, I realize I'm improving my overall understanding of the book because it's a little bit interesting. There's a little bit of complexity in the book itself. But when I get the time to sit down and reflect on what I've learned and write a quality report, a report that's digestible for me, not copying everything from the book itself, but the way I understood what I read, I'm improving my overall memory. For those of you that just read and leave, I'm telling you, you're missing out. You cannot just read and go away. What did you get from it? Write it down. Type it on a computer. Type it on your phone. I prefer writing with a pen because it's a lot easier. I'm just old school just like that. But please, every time you read, if you want to get a deeper understanding, you want to improve your overall memory, you want to recollect the information you just read, then you must dedicate 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes and write a good report. A report that you are going to be proud of. When you look back and read on it, you're like, oh, okay, I can implement this in my life. Everyone can do this. The third thing on the list that will help enhance your life through books and improve your communication is to find a way to teach someone what you read. If there is one thing that's really going to improve your communication and also make sure that you are actually taking action from what you learned, is by making sure that you teach someone. I know there's a ton of you out there that when you learn something new that's helpful, that changed your life, that made you better, made you more money, you want to keep all of it to yourself. Don't be selfish. God gave us a lot of things for free. Nature gave us a lot of things for free. There's divine consciousness. And if you learn something that's useful that you know could help a family member, just think about it. Everything that I'm talking about today, can you imagine if I kept everything to myself? I never talked about the fact that when you read to understand, it helps you a lot. I never talk about the fact that when you actually write a report, it goes a long way to deepen your understanding. It helps with your cognitive function. If I never talk about any of those things and I wanted to keep it to myself, is it really going to be helpful and resourceful to someone? What people do not understand is every time you teach, you are teaching yourself. So as I'm going through these topics right now, as I'm actually talking about these points right now, what I'm really doing is teaching myself again. So yes, it is going to be resourceful to someone out there. Someone is going to be like, oh man, I never thought about actually reading to understand. If I read to understand, this is what it's going to, oh, that stuff that I'm doing is going to help me as well. It's going to make me better. just like someone out there that's not familiar with these steps. If you took the time to read to understand, if you took the time to write the report, and you really got a deeper understanding of what you read, then why not share it with someone? It's going to help you. And if you can communicate this effectively to the point where it's digestible to someone out there like I'm doing right now, then guess what? You become valuable. You become resourceful. It's like the person that can read, write, and find a way to communicate their points to people where it makes a difference in their life. That person is dangerous in the marketplace like this. So find a way to teach someone what you learned. Don't be selfish. Don't keep it to yourself. I'm going to take a moment to recap everything we talked about today. Find a way to read, to understand, and extract the lessons that you need going forward. I know you want to come up with a bunch of reasons, but find a way to write a report, which will help you with your overall memory recollection. Take the time to teach someone about a topic, the discipline, the subject that you just learned, the lessons that you just got from that book. Because not everybody is going to read the book that you read. Not everyone in your family or people around you is going to come across the same book. So if you meet someone that actually could use that information, why not take a moment to teach them while you reinforce what you actually learned? Listen, before I get to the quote of the week, this is what I'm going to say. Everyone can read. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you read, you are going to change your life. There's no way around it. Some of us have a bunch of friends that's actually not trying to get better. So if you do not expose yourself to different content, like books that could expand your perspective on life, you could be missing out on so many things. And this is something that happened to me. As I read more books, I began to question some of my beliefs, because a lot of you have belief systems that completely need to be eradicated. Some of the belief systems that you even have are not even yours. And when you come across certain type of content in books, especially when you actually studying and not reading for the sake of reading, I promise you, it is going to go a long, long way. All right, let's talk about the quote of the week. The quote of the week says, reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. I'm going to repeat that for you because that's so good. Reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. Listen, man, I love building the muscles. I'm still coming. I look good. I know some of you like training. You love exercising. That's fantastic. That's for the body. But I'm going to tell you something. If you do not exercise the mind, the body will not follow. Oh, God, thank you for giving me that. That's cold. If you do not train the mind, the body will not follow. It's as simple as that. Find a way to read. It would enhance your overall communication. Some of you, your vocabulary is kind of shaky. It's not dense enough. You could expand that when you read some books. You will become a lot sharper. You'll be able to think a lot better. Your level of focus is going to go to a whole new place. As Joseph Addison said, reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. I hope you find a way tomorrow. Don't wait till next week. Oh, Sam, I'm going to start reading next week. No. If you have the time today, whenever you're listening to this episode, start reading. Remember, one page. You can't do one page. Find a way to read. It's going to change your life. Reading has helped me do what I'm doing right now. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way I will have the confidence I have right now 7 years ago to sit in front of a camera and talk to you guys like this. There's absolutely no way if I never read books. I mean, it really built a lot of my sense of belief in myself. I started thinking, oh my God, these people that I admire, they doing this. I think I could do this too. And before that, I had been procrastinating for 2 years because of what my friends were thinking. And now look at where we at. Am I perfect? No. Do I make mistakes in the podcast? Absolutely. Do I sometimes go all over the place? Probably. But that's okay. I'm going to get better with time. That's how much impactful books have been in my life. I strongly suggest that you find a way to read because it is going to be substantial in transforming your life. All right. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode. Check out all the other episodes on YouTube, as well as on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or whatever podcast platform that you like to use. Don't keep the information to yourself. You know a family member, someone that don't believe in books, they don't see the value. Tell them, hey, I heard a guy named Sam talk about there's really a lot of benefits when you read. Like when you actually read to understand, it is really going to make a huge difference. Like if you actually take the time to write the report, it's going to make a big difference. Talk to them about it. And I believe if they also read, their life will be transformed like my life was. Stay blessed. And most importantly, stay out of trouble. I'll catch y'all next episode. All right.